Hi guys, today our objective is to understand what is correlation coefficient and what is regression analysis. To know what is regression analysis, we first must understand what is correlation coefficient. Correlation coefficient in statistical context, it means the relationship between two or more variables. In real life, in practical field, we not always it is just a matter of two variables. We have to deal with more than more than two variables. So its correlation coefficient measures the relationship between two variables, whether they are positively related or negatively related. It is denoted by rxy. For example, to calculate the correlation coefficient between two variables, say suppose x and y, we calculate rxy theoretically with the help of the formula that is written on the screen. Covariance between xy divided by standard deviation of x multiplied by standard deviation of y. But here we will learn to calculate the correlation coefficient using Excel. In this data set, I have some marks out of 100 in different subjects. For example, English, History, Mathematics, Physics, in 4 different subjects. Now, I have taken English again, that's for a reason, we will know about it later. First of all, how to do the correlation coefficient analysis in Excel. First, go to data and then go to data analysis. You will find correlation here, click on OK. Now you have to input the range on which you are going to calculate the correlation coefficient. For example, here, first of all, let's calculate the correlation coefficient between English and History marks. So it's grouped by columns. As you see, it's a vertical table. Labels in first row. These two are labels of the labels mean the names of the variables. And output range, you can get the output in a new worksheet, or you can get the output in the same worksheet as you want. So we set the output range, say here, and click on OK. So here is the result. Now the main thing is you have to interpret these results. It is quite common, it's quite obvious that the relationship between the same variables is 1. So we are not going to comment on it, and this leads to no further interpretation. So we are interested in the relationship between history and English. So there is a positive relationship between history and English since it's 0.472. It's a positive number. So the students who have scored good marks in history, at the same time they have scored good marks in English as well, and the students who have scored not so good marks in English at the same time they fail to do good score to get good score in history. Now in the data set we can see the similarity. For example, this student, the third student, he got 50 in English and 45 in history, which is an average marks out of 100. And at the same time, this student got 83 in English and 75 in history. So he or she is brilliant in both these subjects. Now we can further think on it. We can look at it in a different way. Like English and history both are arts subjects. So it is quite obvious, it is quite possible that a person who loves art subjects is going to score good in both English and history. Next, we calculate the correlation coefficient between history and maths. Again, the same process, go to data analysis and then correlation, click OK. Input the data range, history and maths, we are doing on history and maths numbers, levels, and the output range. This is the output range. Okay, click on OK to get the result. Right. Now comes the interesting part. Here we see that there is a negative correlation between history and mathematics marks. Well, it's quite obvious, we have all faced this. The students who like maths are relatively weak in history and vice versa. So here we are getting a negative correlation between maths and history marks. Now we check the in the data sets. The student who got 60 in history, which is an average marks, got 99 in maths, which is a brilliant score. The same time, who is good in 78 got 52. So there are a negative correlation between history and mathematics marks. Again, let's check it on mathematics and physics using the same process. Yes, selecting mathematics and physics. Done. Group by columns. Put it here. Click on OK. See, it's quite obvious. Mathematics and physics both are science subjects, and students who were good in maths, they are supposed to be good in physics as well. So we are getting a positive correlation, and the correlation value is 0.93. We know that the correlation value, the value of R lies between -1 to 1. If it is from 0 to 5, then it's regarded as moderately correlated. If it is from 5 to 8, then it is if it's from 0 to 5, then weakly correlated. From 5 to 8, it's moderately correlated, and if it's more than 8, then it's strongly correlated. And if it's exactly 1, then there exists perfect correlation between the two variables. Now it is nearing 1, like 0.93. So there is a very strong relationship between mathematics and physics marks, and we can see it from the dataset as well. 95, 95, 100, 95. The marks are closer to each other. Now again, we apply the correlation. We want to get the correlation between physics and English. Same method. Okay. Click on the dataset, physics and English. Find output trends. Suppose this. Okay. Now here in physics and English, we are getting a positive correlation again. But physics is a science subject and English is a art subject, humanities subject. So why are we getting there as a positive correlation between physics and English? See, the thing is, English is a language. It's a language subject, and we either we love science subjects or we love arts subjects. But English being a language subject, we are moderately good at it, or some of them are very good at it, some of them are poor at it, but moderately most of them are good at it, average at it. That's why there exists a positive correlation, weak correlation with English and another subject like physics or history, where physics is a science subject and history is a art subject. So that's all. I hope you will gain some idea about how to calculate correlation in Excel, and this is a very easy process. Try to learn more things, try to practice more things. Thank you.